Welcome to the YouTube channel of Snehata Srivastava, XSG Lok Sabha. Nowadays, there is lot of discussion going on no confidence motion brought by the opposition party against the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi government. In this video, I am going to briefly touch upon about the no confidence motion, first in English and then the next video in Hindi. So basically, the no confidence motion is about one of the fundamental features of parliamentary democracy, is the basically the collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers or the cabinet to the Lok Sabha, the popularly known elected house. The government must always enjoy majority support in the Lok Sabha to remain in power. If need be, it has to demonstrate its strength on the floor of the House, either by moving a motion of confidence and winning the confidence of the House, or by defeating a no confidence motion brought against it by the parties in opposition. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. The responsibility is joint and indivisible. Uh, Responsibility, however, does not mean that every government act has to be reported to and approved by the Lok Sabha. The government needs express parliamentary approval for its legislative and fiscal proposals as well as expenditure, and is on occasions called upon to explain and justify its policy. If the House clearly shows that it doesn't propose to support the government, that is, if the government has lost the confidence of the House, it must resign or have the House dissolved. However, resignation or dissolution would follow only when the defeat implies loss of confidence. What the government will treat as a matter of substantial importance on which to resign or to dissolve the House is primarily a question for the government to decide. The opposition can test the opinion of the House by demanding a vote on the motion of no confidence. In view of the express constitutional provision regarding collective responsibility of the Council of Ministers to the Lok Sabha, a motion expressing want of confidence in an individual minister is out of order under the rules. Only a motion expressing want of confidence in the Council of Ministers as a body is admissible. A no confidence motion in the Council of Ministers is distinct from a censure motion. Whereas a censure motion must set out the grounds or charge on which it is based and is moved for the specific purpose of censuring the government for certain policies and actions. A motion of no confidence need not set out any grounds on which it is based. The giving of reason is not a condition precedent to the admission of a motion of no confidence. Even when grounds are mentioned in the notice and observations made by the speaker, the no confidence motion can be admitted. Uh, Here, the notice is to be no confidence motion notice is given by the opposition party, where 50 of MPs who can vote, or the present at that time, those MPs, 50 MPs may give the no confidence motion, and it is given to the Secretary General before 10 o'clock, and they may give the reason grounds for no confidence motion. They may not give the reasons, as I already told you, and the after that, the speaker discusses it with the all party leaders and decide the date of the discussion on this motion. It is within 10 days it has to be discussed, and during this period, it is no policy kind of decision can be taken by the Lok Sabha or by the government. So it is better that it is being discussed as early as possible, Uh, there is no, I would say that there is no direct, no, provision in the constitution about the no confidence motion. It is in the rules, and this was introduced in 19 India Independence Act 1947, when the executive has been made responsible to the central legislature. To be precise, Rule 24B of the Constituent Assembly, Legislative Rules 1947, has the provision for the moving of a motion of no confidence in the Council of Ministers. Uh, uh, as of now, 27 no confidence motions have been moved, and since 1962, um, there was one. The first one was against the then Prime Minister Shri Jawaharlal Nehru, and after that, the it has come many times against the then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi. It is about 15 times, and 3 times for Narsimha Rao government. For Lal Bahadur Shastri ji, when he was Prime Minister, 3 times the no confidence motion was moved. Uh, Against the present government, there was one in 2018, and now it has been given, the notice has been given. And when the it is moved, the day it is moved, I have seen myself the 2018 no confidence motion, and that was a very peculiar situation where the no confidence motion was given by the party which was part of the government. So that was for the first time it happened. And the when it is a motion expressing want of confidence in the Council of Minister, has to be, having the following restrictions: the leave of the House to move the motion has to be asked for by the member when called by the Speaker. The Speaker, after reading out the text of the motion of no confidence, mentioned also in brief the grounds given in the notice, but he made it clear that the grounds did not form part of the motion. The member, when asking for leave of the House to the moving of the motion, read out only the text of the motion and not the grounds. It has been held by the Speaker that it is not necessary to read out the grounds at that stage, as it would be unfair to the government if they were not allowed an opportunity to explain their position. If opportunity were given to the government, it would lead to a debate on the notice itself, and it might so happen that ultimately there might not be the required number of members to support the notice. A notice of no confidence motion has to be supported by 50 MPs present on that date. Uh, in 2018, when the notice is moved, if the House is not in order, the no confidence motion cannot be taken for discussion. So it is very important that the opposition party tries that House is kept in order, like no turmoil, no slogan raising, etc. Because the count of 50 MPs are done, and if it is not possible because of the turmoil there, the no confidence motion cannot be taken for discussion. And the Speaker is vested with the powers of deciding whether a motion is in order or not, and he may not bring the notice before the House if it is not properly worded, or uh, ground found not sufficient for no confidence motion. So that is the procedure. And once the discussion starts on the no confidence motion, uh, the it may happen that the member who has given the notice may withdraw the notice also. It had happened in 1984, on 18th August 94, that it was moved by the member on 22nd August 1984, but he withdrew his notice on 21st August 1984 itself. So it's up to the member, and generally in one session, one notice of the no confidence motion is moved. Second notice has not been moved because the opposition also feel responsible for not unnecessarily taking times, especially when they are not having the enough numbers to win the no confidence motion. And the maximum number of notices of no confidence have come during the 15th Lok Sabha, and as I told you, that it was for the first time that the party which was part of the government has brought uh, the no confidence motion against the government, which is actually allowed within the rules, but in 15th Lok Sabha, due to continuous interruptions in the House on all days, the Speaker, after making observation regarding receipt of notices of no confidence, could not bring any of the notice before the House. And all the notices valid for that date lapsed on adjournment of the House for that day. So the Speaker calls upon members in favor of leave being granted to rise in their seats, and leave is deemed to be granted by the House if not less than 50 members mm, rise. A physical count is taken to determine that the requisite number of members have stood in support of the motion. There have been instances when leave was not granted by the House, as less than 50 members stood in favor of the motion. And um, the speaker has to make the following announcement: that honorable members, I have received notices of no confidence motion. Unless the House is in order, I will not be in a position to bring the notices of no confidence motion before the House. If the House is not in order, I will not be able to take up the notice of no confidence. And that had happened earlier, that the notices could not be brought before the House as it was not in order. And uh, when called upon by the Speaker to ask for leave of the House, the member can at that stage withdraw the notice or making a request to that effect. In case the member wants to withdraw his motion after the leave of the House has been granted, he may do so only with the permission of the House. And a notice of no confidence motion can also be withdrawn by the members concerned by sending letters of withdrawal signed by all the signatories to the notice before the item is taken up in the House. In that case, the item is not mentioned in or brought before the House. When a number of notices of no confidence motions are received for the same sitting, the notices are balloted to determine their inter se priority. Notices which are held to be in order are taken up only one by one in the order of their priority. In case leave of the House for the moving of the first motion is not granted, the second motion is taken up. As soon as the leave of the House to the moving of any motion is granted, the remaining motions, if any, are kept pending till the ones to the moving of which leave of the House has been granted is disposed of. However, when notices of several no confidence motions are received and it is agreed by consent of all members tabling those motions that only a particular notice might be taken up, other notices are not brought before the House. The first signatory of the agreed motion is permitted to ask for leave of the House to move his motion. Where a notice is signed by more than one member, it is deemed to have been given by all the signatories. In such cases, the names of the other members are indicated immediately after the first signatory, and it is left to them to decide as to who would ask for the leave of the House. When leave of the House to the moving of a motion has been granted, no substantive motion on policy matter is to be brought before the House by the government till the motion of no confidence has been disposed of. So, this is about the no confidence motion, and in the next one, I would tell the same thing in Hindi. Then, thank you.